and what account to credit first. So for this, think from business perspective, business receive cash from the owner. So you debit cash, then you credit capital. Okay, you have to refer to your part 3 if you have forgotten. Okay, so debit cash, credit capital, it is about investing cash into the business, and the cash comes from the owner. Okay, after you have determined, record accordingly into the T accounts. Create 2 T accounts, one cash account, one capital account, and write number first. Focus on writing numbers first. Debit cash account means go to the cash account, debit side, write the number there, $3,000. Credit capital account means go to capital's account, credit side, write the number there first. Follow this sequence, I can guarantee you, you will not make any mistake. Okay, now the detail, write the name of the other account, which means you should write capital here, and then you should write cash here. Okay, now I'm going to do it faster, okay, because that's not what I want to teach you today, okay? But this would lead me to talking about the trial balance that you have to learn today. Second one, pay electricity with cash of 100, you should credit cash and then debit electricity. Right, okay, so let's do it. Focus on writing number first. Create an electricity account. Okay, now write the detail. I write it in short form to make it faster, okay? So yeah, done with the second one. Number 3, bank $250 cash. The word bank here is used as a verb. Okay, in Malay, we call it as kata kerja, right? Okay, so you are putting cash into the bank. That's what it means here. So for this one, you have to credit cash because the amount of cash that you would have will go down. Then you debit bank. Credit cash, debit bank. Okay, so once again, focus on writing number first. Create a bank account, write number there. Detail, write name of the opposite account, write bank here, write cash here. Okay, that's it. Now the last one. Buy a machinery with check of 125. So this one is also easy. You should credit bank. Can you debit purchases? No. Okay, I emphasized the other day, but the word purchases only mean goods. Okay, so when you buy NCA, you have to mention the name of the NCA. That means you should debit machinery. Okay, accordingly, we record into the T account, create a machinery account, write number first. Okay. All of you, when you have understood and done, you let me know. I go on to talk about the next thing.
Yeah, done.
Done, yeah? Okay, no problem, yeah? Okay, good, Razin. Okay, Joshua done, yeah? Okay, good. Okay, now we continue. Before we go and see how we complete the trial balance, okay, now we have to do one more extra step to these 5 accounts before we would know how to do the trial balance. Okay, the other day I sent a video to you about the balancing process, right? So now we are going to perform balancing process. That means we balance the account. Okay, balancing process means we balance these accounts. Okay, we balance all these 5 accounts now. Okay, so we quickly balance these 5 accounts. First, begin by drawing the total row, the lines for the total row. Okay, the lines do not have to be as thick as mine here. Okay, I just want to make it look clearer to you, so I've drawn them to be this thick. Okay, like this. Okay, first one, cash account. First step, see which side is greater first. Debit side is greater. Copy it down. Copy this to the other side. Okay, 3,000. Deduct these two amounts. You would get 2650. Okay, write it in between 2650. Here, write balance CD. In the exam, you have to write it in full, the word balance. 2650. Okay, that's how you complete the balancing process to the cash account. Followed by the next one. Okay, here the capital account, you have only one entry on the credit side. That means credit side is greater. Total it up to become 3,000. Copy this total to the other side. Nothing to minus. That means you minus nothing, you get back your 3,000. Right balance CD, right balance BD. Okay, now electricity account, do the same thing. Debit side is greater. Total it up, copy to the other side. Then do deduction. There's nothing to deduct. That means you get back your 100. Balance carry down, balance drop down. Notice that balance CD and balance BD, they are always diagonal. They are always diagonal to one another. And then the bank account, debit side is greater. Total up, copy to the other side. Then do deduction. You get back 125. That means you are left with $125 in the bank. Last one. Okay, that means you are left with $125 worth of machinery. Okay, when you're done, you let me know. I let you know how to prepare trial balance.
Done.
Okay, good, Rajin.
Yeah.
Joshua, you said done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now let's continue. Let's understand what a trial balance is first. We look at the definition. A common misunderstanding in students is they think trial balance means the same as statement of financial position, or they think that this is balance sheet. Okay, balance sheet means statement of financial position. They mean the same thing. And okay, so many students, they always misunderstand that trial balance means balance sheet. No, okay, they are not. They are not synonym to one another. They are not synonym to one another. Okay, so what is a trial balance? We look at the definition. Here it says a list of account balances. Okay, let's understand what is meant by account balances. Account means the T shape, right? Okay, the 5 T accounts that you have on top here. Okay, what is meant by balances? The word balance always refers to balance BD. The word balance always refers to balance BD. Okay, account means the T shape. Okay, that means you are going to collect all the balance BD that you have created from the 5 T accounts here. We are going to bring them into the trial balance. That's how you form the trial balance. So it also says at a particular date. It indicates that you can prepare trial balance anytime. Okay, not necessarily you have to prepare the trial balance at the year end. Okay, you can prepare trial balance at any point of time. Okay, so let me show you how to complete the trial balance. So this is the heading, trial balance as at 31st December 2016. That's the heading. Usually if the exam question asks you to prepare trial balance, the headings would be given. Okay, they will not let you waste time. They will not let you waste time writing the headings. And then you also notice that it has 3 columns. Okay, the debit column, credit column, and the details column. Okay. Now, I'm going to collect all these balance BD. Okay, all these account balances. Okay, these are known as account balances. Let me highlight them in purple. This one, this one, this one, I'm going to put them together to form the trial balance. For example, the cash account, the balance is on the debit side, the 2650. That means I'm going to bring this 2650 into the trial balance here. Okay, why in the debit column? Because the balance PD is on the debit side. Okay, now capital, do the same thing, put it here because it's on the credit side, the balance PD. Okay, continue with the rest. The bank account 125, have it here. Machinery, electricity. Okay, so that's how you prepare the trial balance. When you are done with plugging in the numbers, you have to total up both the debit column and credit column. Like what I'm doing here. They must be the same. I mean, the totals must be equal to one another. Total of the debit column, total of the credit column must be equal to one another. So let me try to total up the debit. Would you get the same amount of 3,000? Yes, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
good, Joshua. Okay, so that's how you prepare the trial balance. And must they equal to one another? Answer is yes. Okay, the totals must be equal to one another. If you face a situation where the total debit not equal to the total credit, it indicates that there must have been some error. There must have been some error made earlier. Okay, probably when you were recording the transactions into the T accounts at that time, you make some mistakes. That's the reason you make the trial balance imbalance. Okay, so yeah, I mentioned the word imbalance, right? When the total debit not equal to the total credit, we call this situation as imbalance. The trial balance is imbalance. When you can get the same amounts in both the debit column and credit column, this situation is known as balance. The trial balance is now balanced. Okay, so I'm going to show you the accounting errors, okay, some accounting errors and the correction from learning trial balance. Okay, so for now we focus on just preparing a normal trial balance. Okay, now you see, you need to understand the reasons why you have to prepare trial balance. First reason, ensure arithmetical accuracy of the data entries made. Arithmetical means number related. It can only ensure arithmetical accuracy. It means it can only ensure that you have done the same amount of debit and the same amount of credit entry. Okay, I mean, you can only ensure that the amounts are correct, but you cannot ensure that the accounts that you have debited and the accounts that you have credited is correct. Okay, let me repeat. Ensure arithmetical accuracy means you can only ensure that you have done the debit entries and the credit entries with the same amount, but you cannot ensure that, for example, you cannot ensure that you have debited electricity account and credited cash account, but you can only ensure that you have used the same amount for both the debit and credit entry. Okay, I give you an example. Say for this transaction 4, instead of debiting machinery and credit bank, you make it the other way around. Okay, that means you have made some error. You go and debit bank and credit machinery. This is wrong, right? These entries are wrong because you should not debit bank, you should not credit machinery. But you have used the correct amount, 125, for both the debit and credit entries. Okay, so do you think, even though this error exists, right? This is an error, right? Even though this error exists, do you think the trial balance would still be balanced? What do you think? Yes or no?
It still will be.
Yes, correct. Good. Razin, it would still be balanced because you have done a debit entry, a credit entry of the same amount. Okay, so the trial balance will still be balanced even though you debited the wrong account, but and then you also credited the wrong account. You also credited the wrong account. Okay, so that's the first reason you prepare trial balance. You can ensure the numbers accuracy. You can ensure the numbers accuracy. Second reason is a prerequisite step to prepare trial balance. Sorry, to prepare financial statements. Prerequisite means preparation. Okay, preparation steps. Prerequisite means preparation step. What is financial statement? Financial statement means income statement and statement of financial position. I know that you have not learned with me on how to prepare income statement and SOFP, but there would be chance in the future I will talk about income statement and SOFP again. Okay, it's actually very simple. You need to remember the format of income statement and SOFP. Then you can do it. Then you can do it. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, so this second point means it's like before you go cook a dish in the kitchen, you have to gather all the ingredients, right? Okay, so here preparing the trial balance is like preparing the ingredients before you prepare the income statement and SOFP. Okay, so these 2 points must remember. Okay, to answer theory questions that ask you what is the purpose of preparing trial balance. Okay, now you have a task to do. You look at the take note section here. You read these 3 on your own. Then you decide for each of these correct or wrong. You decide for each of these whether they are correct or wrong. Okay, once you're done, you tell me your answer in the chat box. Okay, you tell me all the answers for all the questions here. If you think that all are wrong, then you type W, comma W, comma W. If you think that all are correct, comma correct, comma correct. Okay, you begin. I give you a minute time. Okay. Try to hurry up. Okay. Okay, Joshua has given me the answers. Okay, use your logic thinking, determine the answers. Okay, now let me review the answers to you. First one, both of you said wrong. Okay, should agree means yes, they should agree. They should agree. Answer is correct. Should agree means they must agree. Agree means both the totals are equal to one another. Okay. Otherwise, that means there's mistake made earlier, right? You must ensure that everything is accurate, and then trial balance must be balanced at the end. Okay, trial balance must be balanced at the end. So first one answer is correct. Debit should be equal to the total credit if there's no mistake made. Number 2 is wrong. Number 2 is wrong. Because it says will always agree. When there's mistake made, they won't agree, right? For example, you debit bank account, you credit cash account, okay, just an example of transaction, but one amount you use 100, another amount you use 1,000. Then due to this is an error, right? both amounts are not the same. This would make the trial balance imbalance. Okay, so it proves that the second point is wrong because it says will always agree. Okay, when there's mistake, they won't agree, right? So that's the reason second one is wrong. Number three sounds the same as the first one. Should means the same as must. Should means the same as must. Yes, must agree. Okay, at the end of the day, you must ensure that no errors are made, and at the end, trial balance must look perfect. Okay, must be balanced. Total debit must be equal to the total credit. So this one also correct. Okay, so both Joshua and Razin, you have understood these 3 points. You have any question?
No.
No, yeah. Okay, Joshua. Okay, good, Razin. Okay, now let's try some questions on trial balance. Okay, shall we? Okay. A very popular question on trial balance would be something like this. You come to page 83. You come to page 83. I'm going to guide you on how to prepare a trial balance. I know, I guided you, right? In fact, okay, I guided you using the conventional way. Okay, we prepare the T accounts, balance them, then we can get the trial balance ready. What if the question instead give you a list of items, and then the challenge to you would be this to decide an amount should go to the debit column or go to the credit column. Okay, now I'm going to help you in deciding an amount should go to the debit column or the credit column in the trial balance. Okay, to do this question, we read the requirement first. The sentence here. Prepare Peter's trial balance at this day, showing his capital account balance. Okay, that means you have to find this missing number yourself. Okay, that's what the question wants you to do. Okay, and then the first sentence on top says balances were extracted. Balances means what? Balance PD were extracted from the books of Peter on this day. Okay, now you don't have to waste your foolscap paper. You may make use of the space on the right hand side here. You draw the heading. You write down the heading of the trial balance. You can just copy from the question here. Okay, let's copy together. Trial balance as at 31st October 20-2. Okay, have the debit column and credit column ready. Here is back here. Okay, sorry, I've taken some time. Okay, now we continue. So you should have drawn the template of the trial balance like this. Now, challenge, like I mentioned just now, would be to decide each of these amount should go to the debit column or the credit column, right? You need to make use of a table to help you do this fast. You draw the table together with me. You draw it here. You draw it somewhere here, okay? So I'm going to draw it here. Okay, a table like this. Then you fill up the blanks. Okay, a common misunderstanding in students is they think that debit always means increase, credit always means increase. No, it depends on what item it is you are talking about. So for assets account, for expenses account, of course, in the first place, you must know what are assets, what are expenses, okay? So for assets account, expenses account, and drawings account, for the accounts, debit side means increase. Okay, that means the other way around means decrease. On another hand, okay, make sure you draw this table. It's very helpful to you. On another hand, liabilities account, income account, and capital account, their credit side means increase. Then debit side means decrease. I give you an example. for each of these. Liability account, for bank loan account, when you get a bank loan, you would go and debit, when you would go and credit bank loan, debit bank, credit bank loan. For an income account, for example, rent receive account, debit cash or bank, then you credit rent receive account. Capital account, when you invest into the business, you maybe debit cash, credit capital. Okay, so for these three accounts, credit side means an increase. For assets, expenses, and drawings, I give you an example, motor vehicle. Motor vehicle is an NCA, right? When you buy motor vehicle with cash, you credit cash, debit motor vehicle, right? So you see, you go and debit motor vehicle when you buy motor vehicle. When you pay for insurance with check, you credit bank, debit insurance. You see, you go and debit insurance account. Debit means an increase in insurance. Drawings, whenever you have taken anything out of the business, you would go and debit drawings account. Okay, so when you are done with drawing the table, do you let me know? I tell you what to do to the question 7A there.
Sure, I have a question.
Rajin?
About the income side, you look at the rent receive account. Whenever you receive rent, you should debit rent receive account, right?
No. Okay, you must focus on the form of money you receive. When I ask you to do debit entry first, right? When you receive money, so you debit the only two forms of money that are in accounting. You debit either cash or bank. When you receive rent, you debit either cash or bank. If you receive cash, you debit cash. If you receive it in the form of check, you debit bank. Then we credit rent receive account. You get what I mean?
So for a rent receive account, you
Mm.
credit that rent receive account and debit cash or bank, one of them, either way.
Correct.
Okay, understand.
Okay, good question. Okay, so no problem. Yeah, now we continue with constructing the trial balance. Okay, I'm going to do it together with you. Okay, I cannot let you have time to do it because I want to make it fast. Okay, so in the exam, do you think they are going to make you write all these terms again? No, they won't. They would have all these terms ready for you, and you just have to decide for each of these number, it should go to the debit column or the credit column. So okay, let me do it quickly for you here. Cash is an asset, right? So since cash is an asset, the number would appear on the debit side. Okay, based on the table, when you have cash, cash is an asset, right? So it's on the debit side. Bank overdraft, this is, okay, to make it more specific, we categorize it further. Okay, cash is a current asset. Bank overdraft is a current liability. So liability is on the credit side, 10500. Equipment is an NCA, non-current asset. So 18200 is here. Fixtures and fitting is also an NCA. So it's on the debit side. Trade receivable, current asset, 12400. Okay, whichever of these items you don't understand what they are, you let me know. Okay, we cannot just simply follow that these groups of items they are NCA, these groups of items they are CA, and so on. Okay, you must understand what they are and then why they belong to this category. Trade payables, CL, the amount is 13600. Purchases is an expense. So for an expense, debit side means increase, 48600. Sales is an income. Sale returns is something opposite of income. Something opposite of income, you can treat it as an expense. Sale returns means customer return goods to us. Okay, so here 3300. Wages, you must think from the business perspective. Okay, you are not the workers, you are not the workers of the business, because some students, they always think that they are the workers or the employees of the business. They think that wages means income. No, okay, it's actually an expense. You are the business, you are the business owner, you pay wages to your employee. So it's an expense. Write it here. Office expenses could mean buying papers, buying stationery. Okay, the examples of office expenses. So it's actually very easy if you have memorized this table. Okay, so let's continue. Carriage inward means you pay for the delivery charges for the supplier to send you the goods. How do I know? I look at the word in. Okay, the prefix here, in. In means into our business. Carriage means delivery. Delivery into our business. So it's an expense. Operating expenses, also an expense. No, even though we do not know what are the details of operating expenses here. Drawings is drawing. Okay, so it should be here 12500. Last number is what we have to find ourselves, right? So it is a number that should appear here, in the credit column, because when capital increases, it's on the credit side. Okay, now how do I find that number? If your teacher has told you that trial balance is a topic that will come out in the exam, your teacher cannot run away from giving you such a question as the exam question. Okay, there's nothing else to test. If they say that trial balance is in the exam, they must ask you to prepare a trial balance. Nothing much else to test. Okay, so now you have to get ready with the total row. Okay, draw the lines for the total row. Eventually, total debit must be equal to the total credit, right? And then now you have all the debit numbers ready. How to find the missing number? You first total up all the debit numbers. All the numbers in the debit column, total them up. Okay, and then you tell me what you get. I'm also trying to calculate. Okay, I wait for you. I got a number here. When you have total up the debit column, you tell me the total. Anyone? Have you found the total debit?
Give me a second to calculate.
Okay, Razin has got a number. I wait for Joshua. I see if you can get the same number. Okay, good. Joshua also got the same number. I also got the same number. 132,700. So eventually, trial balance must be balanced, right? Which means debit total must be equal to the total credit. So you copy this number to here. After that, how to find the missing number? Very easy. Take this number, deduct the numbers, the three numbers that appear on top here. Okay, take this total minus the three numbers that appear on top. Then you tell me what you get.